You are listening to Fantha Tracks.
It's time to spin round the rim. This is Desert Planet Discs. Star Wars music in a single file. Here are your hosts, Carl Bayless and Greg Robertson.
and welcome to another edition of Desert Planet Discs. We started the show out there with Galactic Empire and their rendition of the Star Wars main theme. As we always say, follow them on Facebook, Spotify, and you can download the music from their own website and all good download sites, iTunes and the like. So do give them a follow if that sort of prog metal kind of rock is your thing. And somebody who's definitely more rock than jazz, which may actually be misproven later, but stay tuned to find out why, is my co-host, Mr. Greg Robertson.
Hot dang! How's it going?
How you doing, sir? Good. And you?
Good. I was just going to say, off the back of that, obviously Galactic Empire and all the artists on the show, now more than any other time of music, we need to support bands and artists and music venues and all this stuff, because trying times, people can't do gigs, people can't get out there, perform, sell their merchandise. So go and buy a t-shirt, buy a CD, buy a cap, buy a sticker, buy a patch, buy a whatever, or just throw some money at them on the street.
Yep.
Because people can't get out and perform at the moment. So important to support music, and that's what we're here to do.
Indeed. Yes, and in fact, as we record, there is a campaign, I think mainly for today, so by the time this goes out it'll be long gone, but the sentiment will continue, which is We Make Events, hashtag We Make Events, which is highlighting the plight of artists and technical crew and venues and all sorts of performers who, as Greg rightly says, as a result of the pandemic, are unable to perform, and in a lot of cases are devoid of income. It's not as straightforward as being furloughed. For those of you who are employed, a lot of these sort of things are more transient. So, yeah, do what you can, even if it's downloading something or playing the same song 900 million times on Spotify.
Please do that for me. Yes.
So not only will it bump up Greg's plays, but the 0.03 pence per play will soon start the pennies jangling in the Elvis household. He's got Black Series to buy, folks. Get out there and help. So, what have you been up to?
I've been up to a few different things, which we'll reveal a little bit later on in the show. Obviously, we did, a couple of weeks back, since we did Empire 40, honoured to be involved in that, and obviously we did a special episode as part of that. Talk about that a little bit later on in the show. But I did receive today my Empire 40 exclusive badge.
Yes.
Badge, or enamel badge, kind of Bentley badge, which is still available to buy if you're interested, folks, from... all the cool stuff. Again, big hats off to Dave Tree and especially Simon Downs, who hot off the stressful gig of being an editor and second unit director, I think, on The Last Jedi, had to try and make me and Greg sort of look remotely presentable for the internet, and also cut out all the waffle. And he did a marvellous job, as did all the team. And again, harking back to what we've already said, in this time where events aren't happening, both performances and Comic Cons and the like, the team at Farthest From have been knocking it out of the park. Really coming up with really cool, interesting panels, interviews. Unfortunately, also featuring people like us to pad the time out, but no, it was a real honour to be part of. And as we say, Dave and the team there have really hit on golden vein of ideas and the execution of it for, I don't want to say a non-professional show, but when you compare it to the likes of a Reed Pop, MCM, London Film and Comic Con, this is a really small show, but it's branched out massively. And I think the bigger boys, shall we say, should be really looking at what Dave and the team have been putting out and using that as a template for what they could do for their events. Also, as we record, the announcement that New York Comic Con is going to be online as opposed to a physical.
as opposed to a physical convention, just landed. So for me, Dave and the team have put out a template there for what can be achieved with a lot of goodwill and a lot of love. Who knows what they could achieve with a lot of goodwill, a lot of love, and a lot of money.
Yeah, absolutely. The content they had for that rivals some of the things you would see at Celebration. You know,
absolutely. And it was it
people involved. Just incredible.
9-10 hours in the end. It was.
Oh, I think what you're talking about.
In fact, I think it went over 10 hours, didn't it? It was
11, 12.
Yeah. It's started at 2 p.m. UK time and went on till gone midnight. I think it was nearing sort of 1 o'clock or just after 1 by the time everything finally wrapped up. Just absolutely riveting content the whole day. I think you can still catch some of the videos on All the Cool Stuff and farthest from Facebook page, and also I think they were on YouTube, although whether it's stayed up on YouTube I don't know, but certainly go check it out. There was sort of 3 separate streams all themed around the events of Empire Strikes Back. So you'd got a Hoth section, a Dagobah section, and then a Bespin section, and it was, I say, even the thought of doing it in 3 acts, if you like, just really, really out of this world.
Fantastic. I was intrigued to see what they do next, and I could listen to Dave Tree talk about Bendhams all day. I kind of feel like I owe it to him a little bit because he had to listen to me snore in Chicago all night. So such a knowledgeable guy, and everyone involved in that is so knowledgeable in their subjects, and I could sit and listen to them on repeat all day, every day.
Until they got to us.
Unlike the people who are listening to us. I'm sure the same could be said for us. Anyway.
Empire 40. There's also been, I think it was already available on Disney Plus in the UK, but certainly there's been some more stuff coming out on Disney Plus. We had the first series of Resistance.
Yeah.
Came out over here not long back. I think the US finally got Solo.
I think we got that as well, to be honest.
Yeah, I think we'd had that earlier because it was being trailed that Solo is coming to Disney Plus, and I was like, no, I've already got it. I'm sure I've watched it, in fact.
But I'm sure there's something. I think there's something new just been. Oh yeah, there's something in American Disney Plus about Galaxy's Edge, I believe, which we haven't got over here yet.
Yes. So
frustrating.
Yes. we'll wait. We'll talk about that on another show.
Hey man, it's me, Kevin Smith, a Star Wars fan, Fantha Tracks fan.
But one of the other things that has landed on Disney Plus lately, which isn't very Star Warsy, or so you would think, was the global musical phenomenon that is Hamilton.
Yes, I finally see it.
Snap. And having not been able to get any tickets, and obviously now not being able to get tickets at all, Disney have obviously struck up a deal to broadcast a filmed version of the stage show Hamilton. And
Jabba Flow's very own Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Indeed. Yes. And you can see why he's in such demand and such a popular guy for JJ to call upon him for bits of music, because it is 2.5 hours, nearly 3 hours.
Yeah.
And it's pretty much non-stop music, and the words to music ratio is out of this world. Very, very, very clever, very well put together, and I can see why it spawns so many super fans, our own Paul McHugh included in that. And that kind of leads us up to our first track. Almost as if we planned it.
We don't plan anything.
Who'd have thought it? One of the early songs in the whole musical is the introduction piece, Alexander Hamilton, and Unlessons on YouTube have parodied that to Star Wars it, and have come up with the wonderful Luke the Son of Anakin.
How does the bastard orphan son of a queen and a Sith Lord, dropped in the middle of an ignored spot, deep in the Outer Rim by Obi-Wan, a lonely son of Zero, grow up to be a Jedi and a hero.
The Tatooine, moisture farmer without a father, dreamed a lot farther like his friend Dark Lighter. Life was a lot harder, he had to stay longer than one day. Our boy got 2 droids in the Jawa barter.
Later that day he found the message R2 had hidden away, and was spellbound by a princess who imparted distress, an urgent signal that the droid had safeguarded. The message would lead him to learn the story of his father.
Then the Empire came, Luke's home was set aflame. Our man saw his aunt and uncle both had been slain. He was homeless, but not hopeless, the deaths would not be in vain. So he left with Obi-Wan to find out from whence he came.
Well, the word got around, Darth said this kid has been trained, man. Obi-Wan Kenobi put the Force inside his brain, man. He blew up the Death Star, his loss was the rebels' gain, and the galaxy would know his name. What's your name, man?
Luke, the son of Anakin. My name is Luke, the son of Anakin. And people worry I'm my father's son. But just you wait, just you wait.
The rebels find a hiding place, Echo Base, well hidden, searching for Luke, and finds him in a blizzard, still living, half dead, lying in the snow, sick, Han thought quick.
And Luke got better because Thompson gets thick.
Went to Master Yoda, and Yoda, he sensed a great divide. Luke gave enough into youthful pride, and his darker side, a voice saying, Luke, you must unlearn what you have learned. He started relearning and yearning, though we refused to be turned.
Luke faced Darth Vader in a Death Star as Palpatine's recruit, but Skywalker remained resolute despite being electrocuted. He was flying, dying, and when he just couldn't take no more, Vader threw the Emperor into the Death Star's power core, haunted by all of the pain causing his demise. Wanted at the end to see his son with his own eyes. The mask off his face, Luke had found the true man. With the Force, Luke, you had saved Anakin.
Just you wait. Just you wait. Just you wait.
Fought with him. Me, I died for him.
Me, I searched for him.
Me, I loved him. Like
And
a
me?
brother.
I am the damn fool that fought him. What's your name, man?
But I was going into Toshi Station to pick up some power converters.
That was Unlessons, Luke the Son of Anakin, parody of the classic Alexander Hamilton song from Hamilton. Check it out on Disney Plus, folks. It's amazing. As we said earlier on, Empire 40 took place a couple of weeks from when we recorded this. Talk about that a little bit more, but we have a special guest with us.
Hey, special guests.
Special guests. We love special guests on the show, and we're very happy to introduce our good friend Andy from Blues Harvest.
Hey!
Hello, Andy.
Hi, guys. Great to be here yet again.
Yes.
Special guest.
Obviously, the last show we did with you was the Blues Harvest special, plugging the good old Made in Space. How's that going?
And thanks so much for that. We did get a little, I saw a little spike in the stats after that episode went, so I know we definitely got some listens from Desert Planet Discs.
And
so it's appreciated, and yeah, thanks for the ongoing love of Made in Space by Blues Harvest.
Do it, as we mentioned at the start of the show, get out there, download it, buy it, any way you can. Musicians and this industry needs support at the moment, so get out there and...
I'll tell you that the most interesting thing recently is that because we released the album on TikTok as well, people have started using Made in Space as the audio for their TikTok videos. So if you go on TikTok and you search for Blues Harvest under Sounds, you can see people working out to our version of Mr. Blue Sky, and people doing it, like,
brilliant.
Guys doing a Doctor Who demonstration of his costumes with our version of the Doctor Who theme as his sound. So
superb.
Yeah, so check us out on TikTok.
No, down with the kids.
Absolutely.
So move on to Empire 40. Obviously, you were heavily involved in the day as well. Andy with Blues Harvest. Tell us a bit about track you performed on that.
Well, before I do, I mean, what an amazing event it was. Since the whole lockdown thing, we've been involved in a few different online streamed conventions. I think Empire 40 just blew them all out of the water. It was such an amazing event. Like the guests that they had, and the high standard of music that that was produced for the show. But yeah, no, Dave Tree and company put in an astounding effort for a great show. But yeah, we did a video. When we think about Empire Strikes Back, one name springs to mind for me. That is the name of Mr. Wilro Hood.
Yeah.
The infamous ice cream man of Star Wars. And Wilro Hood is special for me because I'm also part of the Wilro Hood detachment. So whenever I can at Star Wars celebrations and other events, I suit up in my orange jumpsuit and grab an ice cream maker and run through the whole convention centre. So we thought a fun song to do in honour of the Wilro Hood detachment was Keep On Running.
Yay.
So our version of Keep On Running by Blues Harvest was debuted at Empire 40, and you can now watch it on YouTube and on our Facebook page. And it was a lot of fun to put together, especially the video, because not all of the guys in the band have access to ice cream makers or orange jumpsuits. So I just gave them the brief of, if you can access a moustache or a fake moustache or some ice cream, go for it. So yeah, we ended up with Adam with his with his big black wig and black moustache and getting ice cream all over in the video. So.
Yeah, a lot of fun to watch that, especially as Greg and I touched on earlier. It was like getting on for 11 hours in the end. So that hit in the tail end of the day, and I think it woke a few people up.
I think it woke a few people up, and I like to think that it's much like the Wilro Hood detachment and the running of the hoods. It just came out of nowhere, took everyone by surprise, and then disappeared as quickly as it did.
Yeah, but great to see footage from some of your runs in there as well, from Chicago and.
Yes, yeah. So I put the call out to the detachment, and we had some submissions of video footage from fellow runners as well. So yeah, we had footage going there as well.
You're listening to Fantha Tracks. Flip through the galaxy of literature with Cannon Fodder hosts Brian Cameron, Matt Booker, Mark Newbold, and Mark Mulcaster.
Count me in.
Spin round the rim with Desert Planet Discs. Your musical journey through the space lanes with your hosts, Carl Bayliss and Greg Robertson.
The hottest tunes this side of Mos Eisley. Happy!
Get the latest news, interviews, reviews, and much more on Making Tracks with your hosts, Mark Newbold and Mark Mulcaster.
Like an Ewok battle wagon out of control.
Join hosts Claire Henry and a rotating panel of guest hosts for the podcast that's full of hope. Planet Leia.
I love you. I know.
It's time to head south with the Fantha from Down Under, Adam O'Brien.
Oh, g'day, mate. How you going?
Start your engines with Paul Naylor and Mark Newbold as they lift the hood on starships, airspeeders, swoops, capital ships, and more from across the cosmos. And for everything in one location, daily news, reviews, interviews, podcasts, video and social media feeds. Bookmark fanthatracks.com for Star Wars news 24/7, 365.
Something I only found out, in fact it was at Star Wars Fan Fun Day last year, so a little over 12 months ago, but got talking to a guy there who'd flown in for the show from Germany. He's one of the Star Wars Muppets as well. I think he was either Waldorf or Statler. I can't remember.
You're talking about Florian.
Yes.
Florian, yeah.
Yes. And he'd flown over because there was an event going on and there was going to be running of the hood. And he was like, yeah, I've literally flown into Manchester, got the bus down here, I'm doing this, I'm here for about an hour, and then I fly back. Yeah. I'm like, okay, that's dedication. That's dedication to the cause.
Florian, he's the ringleader. So when
he was there for quality control purposes, is what you're saying.
When I went to my first Star Wars celebration was Essen in 2013, I think, and I went with Neil, who runs the Star Wars Fan Fun Day, Neil Livesey, and it was Neil that said, Andy, have you ever heard of a guy called Will Row Hood? I was like, yeah. And then so Neil told me all about the running of the hoods, and we went to Essen. And we both bought the orange jumpsuits and borrowed some ice cream makers, like fake plastic ones. And we met Florian over there for the first time, and he's such an amazing character. The effort that he puts into every run, he's sort of, like I said, he's the ringleader. He'll have the briefing before we do the run, and tell everyone how to behave, and this is what Will Row Hood means to everyone. And
superb.
He's so much, in fact, that at Essen I bought the Will Row Hood action figure, the 3 3/4 inch, and I've got it signed by Florian. So yeah, that's my little keepsake.
I feel the Zoovium could end up with a rival here.
I'm telling you, the Zoovium is a joke compared to.
Oh, that's fighting talk.
How many Zoovios do you see running around Star Wars Celebration? About as many as you see in the actual films.
We've already got our obligatory Martin mention in this episode.
I think we've just lost a sponsor.
Yeah, possibly.
Oh, you might save me a tenner, actually, because I want to
Yeah.
his name.
Yes. So, not only did you debut the wonderful Keep On Running, you also put together another track with a certain Dark Lord of the Sith, who's not a million miles away from us at the moment, Mr. Darth Elvis.
The Dark Lord of cheeky rock and roll goodness, as
Indeed.
likes to call him. Yeah, well, this is a song that we've been talking about for a while, because when you do Star Wars parodies, you think of any song that you like, and you start to think, well, how can I fit a Star Wars word into that?
Yeah.
So both of us, both me and Greg, independently came up with the same idea for.
That's when you know you're on a winner.
Yeah.
Think alike.
Yes.
So I think I said to you, Greg, I've got an idea for Africa by Toto. I think we're going to do Dagobah. And you were like, yeah, I've already got a chorus for that. Do you want to take it from here, Greg? Tell us.
Yeah, I was going to say, I initially started thinking about this song, and obviously, likewise yourself, I think, because we know, again, a gentleman by the name of Martin Keeler who adores Africa by Toto, and any day on Facebook, you'll probably see a post go out like something to do with Africa by Toto. I was like, well, did I need to do that? One, because of Martin, and also two, because it's a great song. And obviously, as you said, we discussed that we'd both come up with the idea of doing Dagobah separately of each other, and I thought, well, we should do it together.
Yeah.
You'd originally, I think, written the first verse. I had that done. I did the second verse. Obviously, the chorus kind of came together, and that was it, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You guys had already recorded Africa on, it was one of your lockdown sessions.
It was the first well, it was funny actually, because we'd been rehearsing Africa to start doing at gigs this year, which never happened anyway. So because we were excited about the song, that became our first lockdown session. But I remember when we'd been rehearsing it, it wasn't specifically for a Star Wars convention. So we started rehearsing it as Dagobah, but then thought it will just fly over people's heads, and if people are singing along in a live context, they're just going to sing Africa anyway.
Yeah.
So we've never done the Dagobah version until this Empire 40 came along. But yeah, the video that we put together is so funny.
Yes.
I love it. I mean, check it out on YouTube. Just search for Darth Elvis and Dagobah, and you'll see Greg in the centre being flanked by holograms of Blues Harvest joining him, and all on Dagobah.
I think one of my favourite bits is the solo bit in the middle where Greg just like karate chops him out of the way. It's just so yes, absolutely check it out on YouTube. But until you do, here is Darth Elvis and Blues Harvest with Dagobah.
you people hunting?
For 800 years have I trained Jedi.
Darth Elvis and Blue Sarvis there with Dagobah. And Greg, you seem to be lining up a stellar cast of musicians and acquaintances for an upcoming project, Darth Elvis and Friends.
Indeed, sir, indeed. So after we had such a great time doing Dagobah together, myself and Andy were chatting about doing some more tunes together, and Darth Elvis and Friends was born.
Yeah.
Which, Andy came up with a name
Darth
for that.
Elvis and Friend.
Well, I like the idea of
Carl getting the sea.
I kind of like the idea of, much like Elvis himself had a somewhat rotating backing band of musicians, you'd never get the same musician coming and going over several years, and we can do the same with Darth Elvis. So you've got the constant, Greg himself, and then can maybe have a revolving door of whoever's available, whoever wants to jump in on whichever crazy Star Wars song that we want to do next. So we started working on one with me on guitar, and then we decided we needed some percussion along the way, didn't we, Greg?
We did, and obviously you playing guitar, you can't be playing drums at the same time. Although you're talented enough, I reckon you play it too. So we invited my co-host on the Planet Disc, Carl Cat Drums himself.
Yes. So in a whirlwind internet-based recording session over, I think pretty much over about 24 hours in the end.
Yeah, it was very quick.
From a Google chat on Friday, or a Messenger chat on Friday. Other chat applications are available. Yeah, we got to recording our own bits, and Andy has wonderfully edited it all together, and also put together an accompanying video,
which is stunning.
Which is stunning.
Another one for your IMDb profile, sir.
Yes.
Growing IMDb profile.
Yes, you'll never look at a hot tub or Greg the same again.
I have to point out, I don't own that hot tub. It was a hire just for the weekend.
Before everybody starts talking about Greg's luxurious rock star lifestyle.
Yeah.
No, in fact, no, it was mine. Okay, well.
Unfortunately, most of it filmed it on one of the few days it didn't rain in Scotland.
Roasting hot.
Yes.
Hotter than Mustafar. That might be the album title.
Hotter than Mustafar.
Yeah, it was crazy how quickly that came together, and as I say, the video's coming together stunningly, and kicked off with, over the course of the last 13 years, worked on lyrics for all sorts of songs, Elvis songs and non-Elvis songs, and some of which I don't even remember what song it was I originally worked on because I changed the words and I can't remember what song it was. I did work out one of them was Bridge Over Troubled Water. But I fired off a list of probably, 25, 30, 40 songs.
It was 50 songs.
50 songs. I'm a busy
man. Darth Elvis at 50.
Yeah. He sent me a list of 50 songs. So
yes.
I just loaded up.
Quality controlled very quickly.
I just sent it back within an hour. I was like, the green ones are the ones that I like. The red ones are the ones that I don't like.
Yeah.
The other ones you can maybe talk me into.
Now I know the colour coding. I can revisit.
I think because I've returned to work from furlough as well, so I'm in work mode, so I just basically rag rated everything.
Yes.
I can do a spreadsheet here.
Superb.
So from that list, obviously, we decided upon All Shook Up.
Well, you pointed out it's Elvis week, which kind of fired us all up, I think, because you said, "Oh, it's Elvis week next week."
So we're like, "Oh damn, okay. Deadline."
let's do it, yeah. So, and you know what? Having a deadline like that does really help spark your creativity.
Yes.
Yeah.
We just set to it, and I'm really pleased with what we ended up with, because I think it's a good tribute to Darth Elvis, and it's like Darth Elvis returning to the roots of being an Elvis impersonator. But also, I think we've hit on something that's kind of quite authentic sounding.
Yeah, the backing vocals especially. With the backing vocals.
I'm not blowing my own trumpet too much, but
Force Ghost. So yeah, it's going to be fun. It's deciding what song to do next. I don't see where this goes. This beast.
And rest assured, we'll obviously be getting exclusives along the way.
I think also you can let's put the call out to your listeners as well, and if there's any musically talented listeners that fancy getting involved with the Darth Elvis and Friends track,
absolutely,
get in touch.
Yeah,
message us, radio@FanthaTracks, and put Desert Planet Discs in the title, and let us know what you play, and if you've got ideas for songs that you'd like to hear, because we need a few more to pick from.
Yeah, 50's not enough.
As long as it passes
as long as it passes Andy's very strict quality control. And if you'd like more information on that, check out the Desert Planet Discs Blues Harvest special, where you can hear him scythe down my idea. Which obviously now we know you were already planning to do Africa for Dagobah, so Babu Africa wasn't going to work. But
no,
there we go. Anyway, I think we've said enough. Let's have a listen to the results of our fruitful weekend, shall we say? Yeah. Here's Darth Elvis and Friends, Mole Cut Up.
Well, bless my soul, what's wrong in here? I'm raging like a broken son of Dathomir. I'm falling and tumbling down a shaft. I'm Darth Maul. I've been cut up on. Oh, yeah, yeah. My arms are over there, my legs are over here. I can't seem to stand it, that's my only fear. Who do you think when you have such luck? I'm Darth Maul. I've been cut up on. Oh, yeah, yeah. Please don't ask me what's on my mind. My sister's made me a tie I cannot find. When I see the Jedi I hate the most, I want to turn him into a Force ghost. Well, I killed his master, what a shield I got. My rage is like a volcano that's hot. I'm proud to say a broken Padawan. I'm Darth Maul. I've been cut up on. Oh, yeah, yeah. I can feel the vengeance inside of me. My brother oppressor wouldn't let me be. I know that cure for this body of mine. Some robotic legs and a kick-ass spine. Well, the cutest master, what a shield I got. My rage is like a volcano that's hot. I'm proud to say a broken Padawan. I'm Darth Maul. I've been cut up on. Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. I'm all cut up.
If the trace was correct, I will find them quickly, Master.
So Darth Elvis and Friends, as we're calling ourselves. There with the tribute song for Acoustic Elvis celebration and Mole Cut Up.
Yes, indeed.
About everybody's favourite robotic-legged villain.
Yeah,
indeed.
Darth Maul himself. As we're recording this, it's Elvis Week. It's a week-long celebration of the King's life and music, leading up to 16th of August, the day he passed away in 1977. So yes, this was a little ditty we did for that, eh?
Look out for that on a future album, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. But in the meantime, you can check it out on YouTube.
Check it out on YouTube, and yeah, if Empire 40 wasn't bad enough to having to look at us, you can get another fix, especially of Darth Elvis in a hot tub.
That was a crazy idea at the time, and now I realise why Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon ditched their robes before diving into the water in Naboo to swim down to Gunga City. Because I got out the hot tub, and my God, did that weigh a ton. Oh my God! Yeah, there'd be no swimming down to Gunga City and that.
Yeah, look at their little aqualung things.
So, following up from that, we have track that was introduced to me by a gentleman by the name of Jed Shepherd. For those of you who don't know Jed Shepherd, he was the man who, along with our friend of the show, and I'm going to have to pay him £10 for saying his name again,
Martin Keeler. We're going to have to get him a jingle. I
think I did do a jingle. I think I did record a jingle some years ago for Martin. I'm just trying to remember what it was. I did the one for Paul McHugh as well. I think I did one for Matt, but it'll come back to me.
I'm Gareth Edwards, and you're listening to Fantha Tracks Radio.
So, Jed introduced me to this next track. So, Jed, along with Martin, organised #Cantina back in 2016. But Jed is also a very, very talented screenwriter and podcaster in his own right. But screenwriting in particular, just released a horror film with a director called Rob Savage. Short film, highly recommend it. If you've got Amazon Prime, you can get a week-long trial of Shudder, which is like a channel on the film's called Host. It was filmed during lockdown. It is fantastic. 56 minutes long, I believe. It was all filmed using what we're using right now, Zoom. Crazy talented couple of guys, Jed and Rob. Go check that out. But he introduced me to this track. This is Strong Asian Lovers, and the track is called Rebel Base.
Your power is a weak old man. You can't win, Darth. If you strike me down, I shall become more powerful than you can possibly imagine.
Local systems in line. Fear of this battle station.
And what of the rebellion? If the rebels have obtained a complete technical readout of the station, it is possible, however unlikely, that they might find a weakness and exploit it.
The plans you refer to will soon be back in our hands.
Any attack made by the rebels against this station would be a useless gesture, no matter what technical data they've obtained. This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Don't be too proud of this technological terror you've constructed. The ability to destroy a planet is insignificant next to the power of the Force.
Don't try to frighten us with your sorcerer's ways, Lord Vader. Your sad devotion to that ancient religion has not helped you conjure up the stolen data tapes or hidden foot.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
So, Strong Asian Mothers there with Rebel Base, and as we say with everybody, check it out on YouTube.
Bandcamp. Find them on Bandcamp.
Yeah, find them on Bandcamp. I think that's part of an EP of several sci-fi themed tracks.
There's the very cleverly titled EP Phone
Home. Yes.
Love it.
So, check them out, support them. If we ever get to meet any of you, we might even give you a sticker. Or a badge. whatever we have made as merch, who knows?
I was going to say, I don't even have a sticker badge.
Yeah, we need a separate chat about that. Podcast merch.
Football strips.
Send us your ideas for what you'd like as podcast merch when we can eventually get out into the wide world and see people. I'm guessing it won't be stuff with our faces on it. But who knows?
We could get a Smashy Nicey style, kind of like, hey!
Yay!
They're like... We do thumbs up like you can see us, but you can't see us.
Yeah,
So.
There's a very good photo of us from London Film at Comic Con as co-pilots of the Millennium Falcon in the Tops card, which may surface at some point on a T-shirt, maybe.
Yeah.
That about wraps us up for this episode of Desert Planet Discs. As ever, it's been great fun. Thank you to everybody at Fantatrax for their time as ever. And thank you to our special guest, Andy Lyth from Blues Harvest, for coming on talking to us about Empire 40 and the upcoming escapades with my wonderful co-host.
Hot dang!
Hot dang! And just to take the mood down a little, let's go with a bit of smooth jazz. And this is nice. Anybody that's not seen the British TV comedy show, The Fast Show, will have no idea what we're on about. But Google Jazz Club, and you'll all of a sudden be transported into a world of smooth jazz and interpretive dance. To close out this episode, we're going to go to some Star Wars inspired jazz. Master bass player and jazz luminary Ron Carter in 1980 put together a stellar lineup of jazz cats. Groovy baby. And recorded an album of Star Wars themed jazz tunes. I'm going to say loosely based on John Williams's epic soundtrack. This was brought to my attention certainly by Greg himself.
Yeah, this is I discovered this when I was looking for tunes to play on our Empire 40 special, and discovered that there was an album of jazz based on Empire Strikes Back soundtrack by, as you say there, and Billy Cobham as well on drums.
Billy Cobham on drums.
Stunning. So yeah, Yoda's theme was this track that jumped out at me, and I was like, oh, we need to get this in the show. What way to go out?
So,
move jazz. Jazz. Or jazz.
Thanks for listening to Desert Planet Discs. If you want to stay part of the action and up to date on all the latest Star Wars news, check out the Fantatrax app via the App Store on your mobile device.
You can contact us via email at radio@fantatrax.com. Comment, like and share on any of our social media feeds at Fantatrax, and be sure to subscribe. Leave a review, preferably a 5-star one, on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, or your podcatcher or smart speaker of choice.
Don't forget to head to fantatrax.com/radio, home of Fantatrax Radio, and follow us on our social media feeds at Fantatrax, and bookmark fantatrax.com for all the latest in Star Wars news.
Coming up next on Fantatrax Radio, it's Making Tracks.
Some people have too much time on their hands.
Some people have way too much time on their hands.